Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is CeeChronicles. Thank you for joining me today. If you are here for the first time, I do fragrance reviews mostly, and I do lifestyle and fashion videos. So please do consider subscribing if it sounds like something you are interested in. I would appreciate that. And to my returning subscribers, thank you very much for coming back. I appreciate you as always. I'm here with a fragrance review video. This is another fragrance that I came across from Lattafa. So I've been doing like a Lattafa haul, really. I should have actually come with a haul before doing all these reviews. It's a bit too late now, isn't it? But yeah, I think I should have come with a haul to you just to show you the Lattafas that I added to my collection. I just went on a fragrance shopping spree, and I added a lot of Lattafas in my collection because I'd actually decluttered a lot of them. Not because I did not like them, because you know, I had a lot of oud fragrances from Lattafa in my collection, which if you know and you've used Lattafa, you know that some of their oud fragrances tend to have the same feel, where if you've used one, you don't necessarily need the other ones. This is just my take. I'm not trying to discourage anyone who's collecting them or anything, you know, but like I said, you know, if you've used Caid, if you used Oud Mood, if you used which one? Which other one do I have? You know, they kind of, if you've used these other oud, I said Oud Mood, I said Caid, you notice that most of them kind of like have the same vibe. So I did declutter a lot, and I was on the hunt for Lattafas with a Western feel, and I seem to be, you know, striking it lucky, because I also ended up having people in my comment section asking me, which of the Middle Eastern fragrances do you recommend that are not oudi? Okay, now Lattafa has a house called Verve. They do fragrances that are more Western based. In case you wanted that question answered, you know, if you want the fragrances from Lattafa that are not exactly oud based or that have a Western feel, you could try their Verve range, you know, because some of the Lattafas were like kind of smelling the same. But of late, I've been coming across fragrances from Lattafa that seem to not have a Middle Eastern feel, which is a good thing, and I'm bringing them to you. Before I go any further, disclaimer, I am not affiliated to Lattafa. This is not a paid promotion. This is just me coming to you with a fragrance review video. Today we're talking about Ekhtiari. Okay, Ekhtiari by Lattafa. And this is the fragrance in question. It's a beautiful, very heavy bottle, and it's got some crystals in it, if you can see those, you know, like the ones that were in Pure Musk. It's got some crystals going on there. Quite a gorgeous looking bottle, you know, just by that, you know, it is a beautiful bottle. Okay, it's very heavy. The cap here, however, is a bit loose, so I wouldn't encourage you to hold this by the cap. I'm gonna go ahead, just making sure there's nothing here. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it here, and I'll tell you my thoughts about Ekhtiari by Lattafa. Okay, so there we go. That's the fragrance. Okay, right. The top is really fruity. On the paper with the Lattafa fragrance notes, Ekhtiari is there. Where is it? There. Okay, but it just says fruity notes. So I'm going to tell you what I think the fruits are, right? The top has fruity notes, and then it just says mandarin. But I kind of think I can smell some apple in here. I think I can smell some pear, a bit of some pineapple, I think some tangerine. Yeah, it's got the fruity notes, but they just said fruity notes, but I definitely perceive a bit of some apple there in the top, right? And then in the mid, it's got some jasmine and some gardenia, right? And then it's got the vanilla in the base, some musk and some tonka bean. This fragrance this is a fragrance that is juicy, right? Very juicy and slightly fresh. I wouldn't call it a fresh fragrance, but it is really juicy. You know, these fruits that are in this fragrance make it have this like really juicy, you feel like you are, you know, you are drinking like the biggest clear juice drink. You know, that's just what it's really sparkly, okay? And slightly fresh, but very elegant. it does have a touch of florals due to the jasmine, obviously, and the gardenia. It does have that little touch of florals, but the florals here are not pushing it to a point where it becomes a green fragrance. So this is not green, right? This still maintains this really juicy, sparkly, fruity feel, you know. It doesn't cross over to being green. It has a touch, just a touch. But, you know, if you hate green fragrances, you know, like myself, I don't like the really green ones. This does not qualify under, you know, I wouldn't say this is a green fragrance. It does have that bit of floralness to it, but doesn't cross over to being a green fragrance. The tonka bean in here seems to... the tonka bean seems to be the one that kind of neutralizes this juiciness so that it doesn't cross over to childish and it doesn't cross over to tacky. So the tonka bean in here is quite light as well, the tonka bean. This is not a nice, thick, deep tonka bean in here. It does have tonka bean, remember, but this is not a thick tonka bean. It is just enough tonka to make it, you know, maintain that sparkly adult, effervescent, classy feel, but also not pushing it to being a nighttime fragrance. Although this fragrance does transition, you know, well from daytime to nighttime, if you wanted to use it for nighttime or, you know, for a dress-up party, this does transition well. You can wear this during the day or during the night, but the tonka in here doesn't push it to become a nighttime fragrance, at least to me. It maintains its creaminess and smoothness and, yeah, that effervescent, sparkly feel, as though you are, you know, it just feels like it's suitable to wear, you know, when you are at your best, when you're really well dressed, that sort of thing. And it does have the feminine feel. It's super feminine feel. This is, you can call it mature if you want, but I think it's just one that anyone, you know, any female might like, even our teenagers or something. But it's not an immature fragrance, okay? Don't get it twisted. It's not an immature fragrance. And, you know, I came across, I've tried a tester because I do have Jour d'Amours. And I tried, what's the other one? Jour d'Amours, but the Absolute one. It does share some similarities with Jour d'Amours, the Absolute one. But if you haven't had your hands on Jour d'Amours, you know, because that's a bit on the luxury side, I would say if you've used the DKNY, Donna Karan New York, the Be Delicious line, I'll try and see if I can insert the one that I'm talking about, because that line has a lot of them, and the ones I'm talking about are the DKNY. It's not like, I'm not talking about the Apple ones, but I'll see, you know, I'll try and find the one I'm talking about. I used that years back. I can't remember what DKNY it was, but that's kind of like the family. Along them lines, you know, that's what this fragrance, you know, that's what I can liken this fragrance to say, if you've used one of those DKNYs, that kind of DNA is in this. But if you have used the Jour d'Amours, the Absolute version, then you won't be missing much, you know, or if you try this, you will have a feel of it, you know, because obviously this is a cheaper version. Whether or not the bottle is coincidental, I don't know, because I don't want to call it an absolute dupe, because I just sniffed the Jour d'Amours, the Absolute. I don't have it in my collection, so I don't have it enough to say, oh yeah, this is a dupe, you can go for it. But I do smell the similarities, and I can, you know, if you can see for yourself here that even the box kind of resembles, except for the fact that the top is a bit different, but you know, the bottle kind of has that Jour d'Amours feel. So yeah, that's what I had to say about Ekhtiari. And to my fellow fragrance lovers that are hunting for Lattafas that are not Middle Eastern, are not, you know, like so Middle Eastern, or that have a Western feel or that have a luxury feel, this is one that I'd recommend. You know, I did another video, I don't know which one I'll post first. I did a massagey one. I think I will group these Lattafas that are Western, you know, that have a Western feel, that have a like a designer fragrance feel or luxury fragrance feel, that are not necessarily you know, Middle Eastern, because I've been having that question for a while, and I had almost given up on Lattafas, because what was happening was I'd come across a Lattafa and I think, okay, boom, I'm gonna buy it even without testing it because the price is right. Open it just kind of reminded me, because of the agar wood and whatever it used to just take me there. And if you've used oud before, you know that, you know, you need a certain nose to distinguish differences between certain ouds. Otherwise, if you're like me, you end up just thinking, oh, they all smell the same. This is quite different. This deviates from, you know, Lattafa's traditional fragrances. If you want to try it, it does, you know, strike me as feminine. The box doesn't say whether it's feminine or masculine, but it is, to me, leans, you know, it does to me lean feminine. Very classy, sparkly, effervescent fragrance, very juicy, big on, you know, fruits, but not the fruits that cross over to make it plasticky or childish or something. This is an elegant kind of fruity fragrance in a bottle. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me today, guys. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you do consider subscribing. Why haven't you? I hope you do consider subscribing, guys. Click the notification bell so that you are notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this video. Let's meet in the comment section. Let me know what you think of this fragrance. If you have it or if you haven't, if you have it, let me know what you think. Did I nail it? If you were planning to buy it and you wanted to know whether it's, you know, is it blind buy worthy? Absolutely, it is blind buy worthy. As long as you know, don't expect the Middle Eastern feel in this. This is quite leaning towards the Western feel. So yeah, it's been your girls, CeeChronicles. Stay safe, stay blessed, and remember, smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.